Hey, hi there. Welcome to my 22nd offering for isolation offerings for you. And today it's a happy day for me, and for Gail, of course, because our son Tom is currently on his way up from Toronto, which is just south of, not Toronto, Canada, which is pertinent in today's offering, uh, just south of Newcastle, New South Wales. Of course, the borders have now been opened post COVID, not post COVID, but it's almost that way. And he's making his way up here to stay with us for a couple of days. It's been so long since he's been able to get up here. Tom has requested a song by Gordon Lightfoot. Gordon Lightfoot, Wowie Wowie. One of the great musical exports of Canada, prolific prolific songwriter, singer, folk singing or folk songs, and also in popular music as well. The song Tom has requested, and I'm really pleased to be able to do this one for you today, is Sundown. Sundown, which was written and released in 1974 on the album with the same name. And it's got quite a story to it, actually, Sundown. I think Sundown's probably the only song that made number one in the United States. It did well, of course, all around the world. So let's hear from what Gordon himself had to say about Sundown. First up, the inspiration of the song came from him worrying about his girlfriend at the time, who was Kathy Smith. And according to Gordon, she was out at bars all day while he was at home writing songs. He recalled during an interview at the time, "I had this girlfriend one time and I was home working at my desk, working at my songwriting, which I had been doing all week since I was on a roll, and my girlfriend was somewhere drinking somewhere." Wow. So I was hoping that no one else would get their hands on her because she was pretty good looking. As a matter of fact, he went on to say, it was written just around sundown, just as the sun was setting behind the farm he had rented to use as a place to write the album. So Gordon and Kathy had a very stormy relationship. In fact, he began, at that stage, he was really drinking quite heavily. And he really did get seriously into raising the wrist, verging on, if not really, alcoholism. Kathy Smith also became famous in her own right. She was the one responsible for giving John Belushi, the Saturday Night Live comedian and actor, and movie actor with National Lampoon. She was the one responsible for giving John Belushi that heroin dose, that heroin shot, which he overdosed on. And what did she get for that? She got 15 years. Okay. All right. Let's see. Other things by Gordon Lightfoot. Okay. Carefree Highway, fantastic. I've got that in the same album. Early Morning Rain, which was covered by Bob Dylan. When you get covered by Bob Dylan, you know you're doing well. And also Peter, Paul and Mary. Perhaps Johnny Cash as well. If You Could Read My Mind, released in 1970, fantastic. Rainy Day People, beautiful. And of course the great Canadian sort of folk sort of thing, the Edmund Fitzgerald. I think Edmund Fitzgerald was a ship that in a storm sank in one of the great lakes of bordering Canada and United States. All right, now for this particular, I have still got, just like I did for the 21st offering when we're down at Farringdon cattle property with my brother and sister-in-law and my wife Gail. I was doing Sweet Baby James. There we are. I still had the sheet music for Sundown, Man Falling Apart, just like me. All right, now today, just while I'm waiting for Pete to get set up over there. In the doorway between the studio here and the garage. In the garage a little bit to give it a bit more resonance for your listening pleasure. I hope. Okay, now as people explain, he's on the Ovation Elite. He's playing in the standard tuning, and he's doing the traditional chords. I'm on the Emperador, which is just down here on my right. I'll be playing 2 frets up using the capo, and I'll be playing in D with a drop down E, or with a drop down E string to make it give it more resonance as well. So Anyway, you'll see when I pick it up in a few ticks. All right, without further ado, thanks very much, Tom, for requesting Sundown. And Pete's almost ready. Yep, Pete's almost ready. So without further ado, I'll get myself sorted out, pick up the Emperador, and we'll get stuck straight into it, okay? Okay there, folks. Okay, it's time now to get the song underway, but before I do, Pete looks pretty settled in over there at the entrance to the garage. Yep, so I'll ask Pete to just explain what he's going to do. He'll come back to me and we'll get going, eh? How about it? All right, Pete, good to see you again. And over to you. Hey, hi there, Pete. Glad to be helping out again. Yeah, and as Pete said, I'll be backing Pete up on the Ovation Elite. Good to see it in my hands again. Pete's been using it for so long, and I'll be playing the chords which Gordon Lightfoot actually uses as per sheet music on this guitar. And the chords he uses really is just E, A, B. It's a simple song, E, A, B, and you could use E7 if you wish to, E, A, D, sorry, not E, A, B. But he starts off what's called about an E9, so the index finger is covering the 5th and 4th strings on the 2nd fret, and your pinky is covering the 3rd string on the 4th fret, and it starts off in 2 strumming cycles. Then on the 3rd cycle it comes in with your ring finger coming in the 2nd string of the 3rd fret. And then away we go. I can picture every move that a man would make. And then back as it goes. And then after the 3rd verse, I'll do the sort of the traditional lead which Gordon uses, which is or something very similar to that. And then when I finish that, I'll just provide the rhythm in the background while Pete on the Emperador will be doing his sort of short lead break, which is just his own volition, not his own making, not out of the song itself, just to sort of juice it up a bit. And so there we are, looking forward. How's that sound, Pete? Does that sound about right? Okay, great. All right. So, as sort of Pete said, he's in the standard tuning in E. I'm not in standard tuning. I've got the drop down E, there's the top string here, and I'm 2 frets up. So I'm playing my D to Pete's E. So the chords I'm playing really are D, sort of a D suspended, A, D suspended, a G without hitting the top string because that's tuned down. I'm playing a C. I'm doing a slide, sort of slide bar chord from C up to D without actually doing bar. So use at the end of each chorus, and just doing some just pretty basic sort of lead stuff to add a bit of volume or a bit of depth to it. Okay, so without further ado, Pete, just count me in, just quietly please, just count me in quietly, and then I'll just follow you along, and away we go. Okay, over to you, Pete.
One, two, three, four.
See her lying back in a satin dress, in a room where you do what you don't confess. Sometime you better take care if I find you been creeping down my back stairs. Sometime you better take care if I find you been creeping round my back stairs. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I feel like I'm winning but I'm losing again. See her looking fast in her faded jeans. She's a hard-loving lover, got me feeling mean. Sometimes I think it's a shame when I get feeling better, when I'm feeling no pain. Sometimes you better take care if I find you've been creeping down my back stairs. Sometimes I better take care if I find you've been creeping down my back stairs. Sometimes I think it's a sin when I think that I'm winning but I'm losing again. Well, a bit shaky, a couple of bits in that lead bit, Pete, but what did you think of it? Yeah, that felt pretty good. It did, and I really enjoyed playing it, and I hope, everyone at home and wherever also enjoyed it as well. Looking forward to the next time to help you out. Looking forward to doing the next offering with Pete for your enjoyment. Yeah, good. Okay, thanks very much, Pete, for doing this. I really appreciate that. And Tom, that was for you. Thanks very much for requesting that number. It was good fun playing it. And to everyone out there, enjoy your week. And I look forward to presenting my 23rd offering. And this time, or for a while now, I'll be going into some peculiar songs, peculiar in particular to Australia. Okay, see you later.